Okay, let's find out what my sole purpose is. Hello everybody and welcome to today's review of Soul, the new Disney Pixar film directed by Docter, starring Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey. The story is about a middle school band teacher named Joe Gardner, a man who has always wanted to become a jazz musician, and one day he goes to an audition at a jazz club to be part of a quartet, and he books the gig. But just as he is about to celebrate, he falls into a manhole and dies. Well, sort of. His soul becomes untethered from his body and he sort of drifts into what is called the great beyond, the place where souls go after their body has expired. But just as he's about to cross over, Joe decides, no, I'm not done. I still got a lot to do, and he tries to fight his way back, only to end up in the great before, a place where souls go to get their personalities before they are sent down to Earth to begin life. And it is at this place that Joe meets 22, a soul that has spent the last 1,000 years or so in the great before, simply because she refuses to leave. She has heard about Earth, she's heard about what life is all about, and she decides, you know what, it's not worth it. Why should I go down there where there's nothing but pain, misery, and sorrow when I can have everything I could ever ask for right here in the great before? I actually love this character 22 because to me she represented the kind of pessimist we all have met in life. The kind of person who feels that life has no meaning, that it's completely pointless, and that we're all just drifting until we die. And now basically Joe has to get her to help him get back to Earth. And it's a very interesting dynamic because you have these two very different characters who are now set off on a journey, and you couldn't find more polar opposite characters. One wants to get back to Earth, the other refuses to go to Earth, even though she has not lived life. I mean, it follows a similar formula that other Pixar films have followed in the past. You have two very opposing characters who are set off on this journey together, and while they're on this journey together, they learn about each other, they get a different perspective of life, and at the end of the day, they come out as totally different people. Either they've learned something or whatever. But here's the thing, it always works, especially in this film. This is actually a perfect companion piece to Inside Out, another film of Docter's in which he explores the inner mechanisms of the human, condition. In Inside Out, we were exploring emotions. In this movie, we're exploring personalities. Once again, Docter was able to take a very complex subject and turn it into something that our fugal human minds can comprehend. That's a line from the film. Now, I did not cry in this one. But here's the thing, I don't think that Soul is even meant to be a tearjerker. If you cried during the film, that's great. It still gives you the feels, but mostly I found this film to be a more thought-provoking film. It makes you think more than it makes you feel, I think anyway. And the ultimate message of this movie is very moving. And it's super, super relatable. There was a scene between Joe and his mother. His mother, while she is supportive of his ambitions to be a musician, she is worried that he would not be able to support himself financially. And that's all that she wants for him. Because when she's gone, who's going to help him pay the bills, if not her? That moment was super relatable to me because that is a similar conversation I had with my own family. My family has always been supportive of me when it comes to me being a filmmaker, but they too also wanted me to get a full-time job that included benefits or, some kind of financial stability, because they also worry that if they're not there to protect me, how will I support myself? That is just one of many moments from that film that hit me so close because I understand what that's like. Soul kind of reminded me of another Disney film, The Princess and the Frog, in which a character also realizes that what they had was better than what they wanted. We all have dreams. It's okay to have ambitions, just as long as we don't get caught up and forget to live life itself. And that's something that was also relatable to me. For a long time, I have been focused on nothing but my film career. So much so that I've actually forgotten to, go out, explore the world, meet new people, make some new friends. And yeah, over time, I've lost sight of that. This movie does something to you, definitely. It makes you think about what you're doing in life and are you living life to the fullest. There are certain times when we get so caught up in our dreams and what we want to do in life that we actually forget what life is all about. Now, what's life all about? That's the thing. Soul doesn't have just one answer. It could be a multitude of reasons. Each one is as special as the other. And ultimately, Disney is trying to point out something that is very unique. In the past, they have always encouraged people to follow their dreams no matter what. But now we're in a time when Disney and Pixar are starting to show us that we don't always get what we want, but what we have instead can be just as good, if not better. I really like this film. I couldn't really find a flaw with it. There were a few times where I felt like the film was about to hit a wall or they developed a plot hole, but the writers were very quick to fix that problem or to steer the story in a different direction, and even though they switch tactics, you still end up enjoying the film. Kind of makes it sound like an allegory for life, doesn't it? I really appreciate this movie. It's a brilliant script, great animation. I mean, Pixar is just getting better with their animation. I would definitely recommend you watch Soul. It is definitely one of the best pictures of the year, if not the best. And it's definitely one of the best that Pixar has ever done. So I'm gonna give Soul an A+. Good job, Pixar. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Walt Disney Company for releasing Soul on Disney Plus for free, as opposed to the premium access thing that they did for Mulan. And they actually did it for a good film this time. Anyway, thank you for watching my video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you again next time.